Hello everyone, so we're Team Barbecue. Hugh, exclusively for the name of Hugh, one of the team members, we decided that it just made the name just ever so funny. So, idea of the group was to create a space efficient barbecue, because I don't know how many people have this problem, but whenever I try and take my barbecue in a car on holiday, I just cannot fit it into my car. So the idea was to collapse the barbecue and make it so it had some sort of adjustable or collapsible feature so we could take it from here to there without taking up your entire boot of your car. So in general, it was to find the target market, which was people who couldn't fit it in their car, and generally make it so that you could use it not only as an open campfire, so you could have the fire in your barbecue, warm your hands on it, or you could cook your food on it, and then any of the features that we could incorporate it to would be better. Yeah.
Okay, so we had to assign team roles to everyone. So everyone worked on the context and what we wanted our product to do, so it was quite open discussions about this. But Robin completed the research, development and the final design. Hannah did the product plan because she's the most organised. Jess considered how we utilise our partnership with Warwick University and all of the lectures that we'd been given. Hugh considered how our idea could be commercially viable, and Beth finished by considering what we've learnt from this project.
As Eloise said, I was in charge of team organisation and planning. So I started by drawing up a comprehensive project plan, colour-coded so everyone knows what we're doing. The obvious benefits for this is that it just improves communication because everyone knows what they're meant to be doing and who's responsible for what. And if we were to be employed by a business or any client stakeholders or employees would know exactly what we're doing for when. And it's all very transparent and clear. It just helps everyone keep on top of the project and manage their time efficiently. Right, so obviously we've been working very closely with the University of Warwick through the lectures delivered over the 5 months, was it? Doesn't seem that long.
Time flies by.
So you've assisted us through all the lectures and talks and invaluable information we've had through a unique style which we don't always get at school. So you've covered topics such as marketing, emerging technologies and sustainability, which helped us think and enable us to consider how the barbecue could be more sustainable and different ways we could make the product if we were to go on to sale.
The first step within the design and the research was to actually look at current and existing products and concepts, look at their functions, look at their design, pick aspects that we liked, that we thought was good and use them, or take aspects that we didn't and possibly find a way to improve them in order to make our design on our barbecue better.
The next thing we had to do was make sketches and models. These were both hand-drawn sketches and on CAD, so that we could see what the product was going to look like.
Oh, sorry, that's me. So, essentially, a big part of it was investigating the portable concept as a whole, because a lot of barbecues don't actually fold up. They normally just have one big bowl section and then a lid that goes on top. So, as you can see on the far side, it's actually a load of different types of barbecues that already exist that are meant to collapse or change the size. And all the parts on this side are the techniques that I thought we could use to make the concept able to be collapsible or stackable. And that way you could have different sizes and different shapes for the barbecue to collapse into. And the one we actually chose was the rotating fixture. So the idea being that the barbecue would have two sections. One section would rotate on a pin, and the pin would go in, lock, and you could adjust the size of the barbecue. That way you could also have a varying amount of heat for your barbecue. So the higher the barbecue is, the less heat goes towards it. The lower the barbecue, the more heat's adjusted to it because it's closer to the heat source. So, as with any product, you need anthropometrics and ergonomics, which is how it interacts with the user. So, a lot of it was finding out if the person was able to crouch down and use it, how easy it was to use, if it was the handles and stuff were easy for everyone to use, making sure it wasn't heavy and everything like that. Because a big part of it is how the user eventually uses the product. And lastly, feedback and third-party opinion, because a massive part of any product is finding out what your client base thinks about it. So we asked about a source of 10 people and gave them a variety of questions and asked them what do they like about barbecues, where do they use them, how do they use them. And you can see some of the sample questions we have, and the graph on the side is based on the different responses that we got. So for instance, a lot of people actually use their barbecues outside rather than inside.
With the start of the design process, we looked at the grills. They were the main part of the barbecue, and we looked at both the aesthetic side of it and also practicality. How would it be used? How would it be made easier due to the design?
So as part of the process, we went through several redesigns as well as creating 2D designs to allow us to plasma cut out the parts. So here are our sort of initial 3D designs, and gives a sort of a rough idea of how we're going to try and stack them. And then these are the 2D designs based around that, which will allow us to use the plasma cutter to cut flat parts out that we can then roll. This helps production because the cutting can be done in one large quantity, or automated, which is good. And then the rolling could be made to be automated, although we chose to do it by hand for ease.
This is one of the prototype products that were made. Despite being portable, we couldn't bring it along because we couldn't fit it on the back of Robin's bike. But there's a picture of it.
So it's basically made of sheet steel, and then it's been rolled and everything finished with black paint. So it's perfectly working, if we could get it to be working. So it's got the top section is both the lid and the handle. So when it's out of use, it works as a smoke vent for the smoke to come out. Then you can pull the top off, as well as use the top to rotate the barbecue to take the lid off. So the locking mechanism is actually how you hold the barbecue up to begin with. And then if you see on the side the small indents, that's the pin and lock mechanism where it's turned and then decreased or increased in size.
Right, so obviously that's just a prototype. If we were to go into production, there's a few things we could change. Like we could introduce more features to the barbecue. It's quite a standard one at the moment. Consider alternate modes of manufacture. As we said, we hand rolled it, which in a commercial situation wouldn't be feasible. Offer personalisation options, so coloured paint. We chose blacks. We thought it looks quite neat, but other people might like something in a blue. Also, due to the material we used, it's quite heavy, which kind of doesn't work with the portable idea. So we should certainly look into more materials other than what was just immediately available to us whilst making this.
So to make it commercially viable, as Hannah said, we have to change the manufacturing processing to make it cheaper to produce. We also could use university's incubator centre to help us grow and give us a base of ideas. We could also, as I said, make the parts easier to produce and try and reduce the human interaction with it, which costs more money. And because the design was based on a simple, strong and functional design, we tried to make it as simple as to ship and move about, so that's shipping from the factories and then when you actually own it and move it about.
From this project and also from working with the university, we learned how to communicate with businesses and how to communicate well as a team, which helped us create this project together. From the lectures, we looked at marketing, emerging technologies, sustainability and entrepreneurship, which again, if we were to take this further, would help us create our own business, how to sell the product, make it. We've also, within those lectures, learnt a lot about circular economies. Again, this would only really help if we were to take this further, but within the coursework side, it's definitely helped a lot. And we've also learnt a lot more about time management, and which helped us to meet these deadlines and to get everything in on time.
And that's it.
Okay, thank you.